Okay guys, so now let us talk about casting in C. Casting means converting or changing one data type to another. For example, you may have a value of type double, but you want that value's type to be changed to an integer at some point in your program. This is useful when you need to perform operations between different data types. C allows you to explicitly convert or change types, which can help avoid errors. So let's see an example that casts an integer variable to a double value. I will first start by declaring and initializing an integer variable, which I will call num, and I will assign it the value of 5. Then below, I will also declare another double variable, and I will call it result. Now below, I'm going to write or perform a division such as result equals num divided by 2. So here we are dividing an integer num by another integer, which is 2. And by default, the result of an operation between two integers will always be an integer, meaning that though 5 divided by 2 is supposed to be 2.5, we will get only the whole number part of that answer, which is 2, because integer values do not include the decimals in the result, but rather ignore them completely. Now I am going to print this to see what our result will look like. We are printing the result of the operation num divided by 2. Though the answer will be given as 2 instead of 2.5 due to the fact that it was an operation between two integers, we stored this answer in a variable of type double, and by default, double values are always printed as decimal places. So instead of 2, we will get 2.00 since we specified we wanted 2 decimal places. But don't get confused, this operation was still between two integers. We are going to receive the answer as 2.00 just because of the fact that the variable result in which our answer was stored is a variable of type double. So let's run the program to see what I'm talking about. So we get result equals 2.00 as I was saying. Now I'm going to convert or cast the value of num in this operation where we have num divided by 2 to an integer. In order to change the data type of the value, I will simply write a set of parentheses before the variable name num here, and then I will specify the data type I want it to be changed to. In our example, I want to change it to a double, so I will write double within these parentheses. Now we have double num divided by 2. This casts the integer num to a double for accurate division. Now that our operation is not just between two integers, but between an integer and a double, the result is going to be a double value since doubles allow decimal places to be included in the answer. Hence, we will be able to now have 2.5 as result instead of just 2. So let's run the program now and we will see. Now we get result equals 2.5 as we expected to see. Perfect. And it should be noted that when casting values from one data type to another, this change made on the data type is not permanent, meaning that any other place in our program where we try to access the num variable, it is still always going to be and remain an integer, but it is just a double in this particular instance when we want to divide it by 2 on this particular line. But after this line, double or num becomes back an integer instead of a double. So just keep that at the back of your head.